Hi, Amber. Hi, everyone tuning in. Happy World Read Aloud Day. Woohoo!
Happy World Read Aloud Day! It's finally here.
Yay! So, for anybody who doesn't know, my name is Dorothy Lee, and I'm Lit World's Executive Director.
And I am Amber Peterson, and I am Lit World's Director of Program Innovation.
Lit World strengthens kids and communities through the power of stories, and we do that by partnering with the most amazing community-based organizations all over the world. And World Read Aloud Day is our big advocacy day, so we count down eagerly to this day every year.
Absolutely. Back in 2010, so this is our 12th World Read Aloud Day, we founded World Read Aloud Day as an opportunity for people all over the world to celebrate the joy of reading aloud and to advocate for oral storytelling as a tool for building community, literacy skills, and equity. Since we started it, it has been an absolute just phenomenon. It's engaged millions of people all over the globe, both in person and online. And today is no different. We're off to an amazing start here on the East Coast. Although, of course, World Read Aloud Day has been going on for quite some time in different parts of the world. Shout outs to some of the people tuning in from around the world. We see Colombia represented. We see some classrooms from all across the US represented. So welcome. We're super excited.
Yes, and if you haven't yet, we love to see where you're all tuning in from. So if you're able to access the comments, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, please chime in, share where you are today. And if you feel like it, you could even share what story you're planning to share today, whether it's a book, a story of your own. We'd love to hear all that you're up to and where you are, so we can add you to our map too, which you can also do for yourself on our website, which is a fun way to join in. So Amber, have you done any reading aloud yet today?
I have not, but I am planning on doing some reading aloud over the internet to my cousins. One of my favorite story anthologies is The People Could Fly by Virginia Hamilton. So I'm excited to share some of the scarier stories from it with my cousins. I think they're old enough now.
That's great. Yeah, you have to kind of feel out when is the right time. Sometimes you try a little early and then you say, okay, let's wait. Let's take a back step. Yeah, I got to read this morning with my daughter. We ran out of time this morning before we left for school. She's able to go in person to school these days, but we got a chance to read on the subway this wonderful book that I loved as a kid. I think it's been out of print for multiple decades now, but it's a wonderful book that I was excited to do research on recently and found out that the publisher of it was created specifically with the mission of more representation and diversity in books. And to me as a kid, it was just another book on my bookshelf, but now I know a little bit about its legacy, which is cool. And then I just got off an Instagram live and got to be read aloud too, which was awesome. And Kwame Alexander shared a piece of his latest book, which was really great to hear, as well as a really moving poem from Langston Hughes. So I'm getting to do it from both sides already, which is a good feeling.
Awesome. I forgot to mention that I did actually watch that Instagram live, so I did get a little bit of
her to read it. That's good. Well, thank you all so much. I love seeing where all of you are. We have some more Brooklyn represented. That's where Amber and I both are today too. So glad we're all here across the snowy landscape from each other. Shall we jump into Reading Crowns?
Absolutely. So I'll let you introduce a little bit about the background of Reading Crowns, but as you can see, we are both wearing these amazing looking hats on our heads, and these are Reading Crowns.
Exactly. So as you can see, between the two of us, Reading Crowns can vary completely. And we'll share at the end of this time together a few photos from around the world of the creative ways that people have made their Reading Crowns in past years too. One material that we love to use is paper bags. And that partly comes from my family who, my parents actually have a theater company, and lots of different parts of my family on celebratory occasions like to use whatever's around the house and turn some trash into some treasure. And that's part of what the Reading Crown idea is about, that anyone is part of reading royalty. And so we can make anything out there into something special and something to be proud of. And we love to use our reading crowns to show on the outside what happens inside of our brains while we are reading or listening to a story. And so what I did with this one, I kind of embraced the handles. I did use just a paper bag from some takeout, and I made a little person out of pipe cleaner. So that's me going on an adventure in whatever I may be reading and going into a new world, thanks to my reading crowd. And my daughter made one with me last night, and she had some rainbow colors, and these very teeny figures here are some princesses. One is dancing and singing, and one is reading. And we added some World Read Aloud Day stamps and her name. And so you can see hers didn't have handles. It has this kind of crinkling on the bottom, pardon the loud crinkling. And I'll show you using a similar bag to this one. We usually, as you can see with Amber's as well, like to have a classic pointy crown shape, but you can totally change that up too. Some people like to do more of a tiara shape where it's more low-key in the back and more fancy in the front. But we'll show you some of these zigzag ideas. So if you have a classic paper bag like this, whether or not it has handles, you need to get rid of this bottom part here. And so it will have that open crown shape. The easiest way to do that is to fold it in half. And then there are so many nice layers here. So if you cut a V shape underneath that thick part, it will make a whole bunch of points for you. While I'm doing this, Amber, do you want to show how people can do it if they're not using a bag, but just some strips of paper?
Absolutely. And so, as Dorothy mentioned, if you don't have bags, you can just use plain paper. Here I have some copy paper. You'll need paper. You'll need a pair of scissors. You'll need some glue or some tape, and you'll also need something to decorate. So with mine, I started with this piece of paper. I wanted to make it about half the length of the paper. That's how tall my points are. So I just folded it in half, just like this. All right, in order to make these little points, I just drew a zigzag line across the top, and then I cut it out. So here I have some cut out strips of paper here. I used 2 pieces of paper so that I had at least 4 strips to work with. If you have a smaller head, 2 pieces of paper might actually work and fit all the way around your head. For me, my head is a little bit bigger, especially when I have my hair out. So I needed to use 3 strips of paper. The really nice thing is that you can adjust it to whatever size that you want. So in order to make the crown, I'm just gluing together the first 2 strips of paper. You can use glue or tape, whichever one you would like. Right, measuring, like I said, I need 1 more piece. So I'm going to add a 3rd piece of paper. And just glue it here to the edge. All right, and now you can see this is a little bit too long, but like I said, the beauty of this is that I can just adjust it to the size of my head. So let me glue that again. Didn't glue it very well the first time.
And with the paper bag, it's, it starts out a certain size, but when you roll it up, that can tighten it up if you have a smaller head, or you can pull it taut if you need it to be on the bigger side, or even make a slit and add an extra piece of paper into it. So you can see I cut this part out to make my paper bag zigzags. One fun thing, if you do the paper bag version, you get a little bonus container that you can put on your desk for useful things or treasures. Make it into a doll bed, whatever you need, or cut it out into tiny crowns for your stuffed animals or pets. And this is gonna be a little loud. So oftentimes we do like to roll up the bottom. For me, this paper bag is too big on its own. So pardon the loud crinkling, but you have to kind of just let it get a little messy. You push in the bag, pull up the bottom. And that will make the opening a little smaller. If it doesn't quite do the trick, you can also, of course, just fold it over and tape it or staple it or glue it, just like Amber did with the paper strips.
Absolutely. One great tool, just in case you are having trouble sizing yours, I actually just put a little bobby pin in the back and just pinned it to my head. So a great way to get your crown to stick. If you have stickers, you can use that to decorate them as well. And as you can see, I decorated mine with some of the things that I think about as I read, and some of the different feelings and emotions that I have. And so the sky really is the limit in terms of what you do and how you decorate. And of course, you don't have to just use paper. So here's my paper reading crown. But I got creative the other day, and I actually crocheted a reading crown as well. So
I love it. It's so beautiful.
Crochet reading crown.
I know. And that one really does remind me of Where the Wild Things Are and Max's Wild Thing outfit. It's a great style. I really was hoping to make one out of toilet paper rolls. I haven't quite figured out the right shape for it yet, but maybe I'll keep tinkering with it today. I'll let you all know if I figure that one out. But I've got a lot of extra toilet paper rolls around after this past year.
Yes. I feel like paper bags and toilet paper rolls, we probably all have a couple of those lying around. But we really genuinely cannot wait to see your creativity as you make your reading crown. Shout out to all of the classrooms watching. We have a lot from New York. We have some from Ontario. We have some kids watching from Kentucky, from Virginia, second graders from Texas and from Hastings. Shout out to all of you. We cannot wait to see your reading crowns.
And does anybody have any questions either about reading crowns or World Read Aloud Day? Now's your chance before we hop off. But of course, we'll be back on throughout the day with lots of other great activities. And as Amber was saying, we really look forward to seeing your pictures from the day, hearing your stories from the day, which you can share with us by using the hashtag World Read Aloud Day. You can go to our website, litworld.org/World Read Aloud Day, and sign up for our newsletter list. And you'll get extra special World Read Aloud Day tidbits throughout the year. We're really working on keeping the momentum going all year long. As we talk about a lot, reading aloud happens every day, and so World Read Aloud Day can be every day.
Absolutely. In a couple seconds, you'll see a slideshow of some of those amazing reading crowns. Until next time, we hope to see you again later on today. Shooting stars to everybody who is watching, everybody who is participating in World Read Aloud Day today. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.